Hello and welcome everybody to RCW's first ever pay-per-view, the Autumn Rumble, coming to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina, where tonight we will find inaugural champions for all of our championships in the respective divisions. Let me take a moment here to break kayfabe a little bit and say I apologize. I fucked up. I accidentally, I don't know what, I was hitting too many buttons like at the same time or something. I fucked up and like somehow simulated like the entire show. So I had to move everything to the next month and all that fun jazz, but nonetheless, it'll be fixed by this Saturday. And I just fucked up really badly, really quickly. So that's why it took so long to reset everything, because I accidentally simulated everything. So yeah. Here we go. First match. In our first match, in the first match for our first pay-per-view, Enzo and Cass versus Team Altitude for the inaugural RCW Tag Team Championships.
My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide star, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in a room. How you doing?
Enzo and Cass were eliminated early on in the first rounds of the RCW Tag Team Championships when they lost their match in a beat-the-clock style. But they have plowed through all the other tag teams to get to this point here to face Team Altitude for the RCW Tag Team Championships.
And for our so-called opponents tonight, we have one word to describe them, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T.
As Enzo and Cass look to go against the team of Adrian Neville and Zack Ryder, who won. Zack Ryder and Neville, who have won the Beat the Clock Challenge on our first episode of RCW. The team with a time of 6 minutes and 15 seconds knocked off Kane and Hideo Itami here. So they gained full immunity. American Alpha originally had the time to beat was 10 minutes and 28 seconds. And then in the second tag team match for the Beat the Clock Challenge, the New Day won and set the new time of 7 minutes, but then the team of Ryder and Neville, Team Altitude, beat that time with a 45-second shaving. So 6 minutes and 15 seconds. And so they gained full immunity here to the finals for the RCW Tag Team Championships. As they go against Enzo and Cass, who have gone through and beaten all the other tag teams in our RCW Tag Team division. So it looks like starting off here, it's going to be Enzo and Ryder. As Ryder immediately out of the gate goes for a gutbuster on Enzo Amore. Enzo working Ryder working on the leg of Enzo Amore. Again, one of these teams, they want to become the inaugural RCW Tag Team Champions here. As they open the show, besides our kickoff matches, which our second kickoff match of Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler was a hell of a fight. Crucifix there. Crucifix pinning attempt there by Enzo Amore, now slapping on a modified surfboard stretch. The knee to the back of Ryder. As Ryder now delivers elbows to Enzo on the rope with a huge flapjack. Now tag to Big Cass. As Cass delivers a big right hand to Ryder. Ryder stopping it with a huge DDT. Ryder with a running drop kick to the big man. I just come to realize that we got three New York City residents, Enzo and Cass and Ryder. Ryder coming from Long Island with a huge missile drop kick to Big Cass here. Again, Zack Ryder and Neville, Team Altitude, as now Neville gets in this matchup for the first time. They gained full immunity in the tag team tournament by beating Kane and Hideo Itami with the time to beat of 6 minutes 15 seconds. As Neville goes for a huge German suplex on Big Cass. But in the meantime, Enzo and Cass, they're working their game plan since they were eliminated early on in the Beat the Clock challenges. And they have gone through and beaten all the other tag teams here in RCW's. Neville goes for another German suplex on Big Cass. Cass making another tag to Enzo Amore. As Big Cass looks to break the shin of Neville. Now Enzo slapping Neville's head hard into the mat as Enzo goes to the top rope here. Enzo Amore with a missile dropkick of his own. As Enzo goes back to the modified surfboard stretch. And Neville getting quickly out of that one. Neville is perched on the top rope. Neville, the high flyer, going for a rolling senton. Neville's so fun to watch here. Well, he works in the ring, sending Enzo into the corner, and Enzo sending Neville into the corner again, putting Neville on the top rope, and Neville getting up with a huge missile drop kick. As this Charlotte, North Carolina crowd getting behind Enzo and Cass as Ryder makes the tag. In my honest opinion, it would be smart if they could just single out, with all respect, it would be smart to just single out Enzo Amore As Ryder goes into the cover. Be smart to single out Enzo Amore so he can't make a tag to Big Cass. As Ryder now sending Cass into the corner. Excuse me, Enzo. And Enzo with the Dragon Screw takeover. They do not have a finisher. At least not yet, that they've pulled out of their repertoire. Oh, Ryder in the corner where he doesn't want to be. Enzo Amore with a huge tornado DDT. Enzo into the cover looking to win the RCW Tag Team Championships as Ryder kicks out at 2. Again, they're fighting to become inaugural RCW Tag Team Champions, and the tag is made to Big Cass. The big 7-footer. Cass in the cover on Ryder, and Ryder kicks out at 2. Not even 1. Cass with that Khali style grip onto the collarbone of Zack Ryder. Enzo now working on the legs of Ryder. Excuse me, Cass. And a big boot by Big Cass. Leveling Ryder here. This Cass now goes into the cover on Ryder. Will this be enough? And Neville breaking up the pin and saving Ryder. And saving possibly their chances to win the RCW tag titles. As Ryder delivers a shoulder block to Big Cass. Ryder with a huge leg drop. To the big man, Cass. Sending Cass into the corner. And a huge power bomb out of the corner. Ryder's looking for it. And Cass with a huge face buster. Now Ryder being sent into the corner. The big knee to Ryder. And now, big splash by Enzo Amore. Will this be enough to put Ryder and Neville away as Neville breaks up the pin and possibly their chances again to win the RCW tag titles? Ryder now getting the fans behind him and Neville. Great strategy there by Ryder to put Enzo in the opposite corner so he can't make a tag. Double knees. And a missile drop kick. And a huge flying forearm. Ryder now looking to do what he did to Kane a few weeks back. Broski boot. Smack talk of Skywalker meet the Broski boot. Ryder now into the cover. And Enzo kicking out at 2. Again, that was enough a few weeks ago to put Kane away. Kane and Hideo Itami. Ryder now going to the top rope. He's looking for a huge 450 splash. Never see that often enough from Ryder. As the ref goes for a 2 count. Excuse me. And Cass is just standing there. And Ryder. And amongst some confusion here, Ryder and Neville are now our RCW Tag Team Champions. I can't imagine that Enzo and Cass are very happy about this, the way this match ended. As Ryder puts Enzo Amore away with a 450 splash, and there's massive confusion here. But amongst the confusion, we have inaugural RCW Tag Team Champions and Team Altitude. They put away Enzo and Cass, who were dominant and plowing through all the other tag teams here in RCW. But it pays off to be the team with the time to beat in a beat the clock challenge to become champions. Congratulations, Neville and Ryder. As we now move on to our Fatal 4-Way match for the RCW Twitch TV Championship. Randy Orton earning his spot by knocking off Dolph Ziggler in what was a hell of a match in our kickoff show with 3 RKOs. And now Orton has to join Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, who beat Sheamus last week to earn his spot in the Fatal 4-Way. Ambrose was just like everybody else who was contended for the Twitch TV Championship, was eliminated in their respective Battle Royals to be in the semifinals for the RCW Heavyweight title tournament. Is Ambrose looking to add possibly another championship to his young career, as is this man, the architect, Seth Rollins. As last week, Seth Rollins beat AJ Styles in our main event last week to earn his spot here for the RCW Twitch TV Championship. And that match in itself ended in some controversy as Seth Rollins put AJ Styles away with his own finishing maneuver, the Styles Clash. It was enough to put AJ away and knock him out of the contention for the Twitch TV Championship. Some may argue, but I believe fully that Samoa Joe is the most dangerous man in this matchup. Samoa Joe winning championships all over the world, but looking to claim his first RCW championship. Samoa Joe beat Cesaro last week in what was a hell of a match. Technically profound. And now, the man who won his kickoff match to earn this opportunity right now, the Viper, Randy Orton. Again, Randy Orton knocking off Dolph Ziggler in what was a hell of a kickoff match. 3 RKOs. One man busted open, and as a result shows it was not Randy Orton. Dolph Ziggler put up a hell of a fight. That's what it's all about right there. The RCW Twitch TV Championship. Ambrose, Rollins, Joe, Orton. Let's get it on, boys, as now Ambrose goes to Joe and Rollins focusing on Orton here. What a hell of a story rivalry Rollins and Orton have. Beating at WrestleMania 31. And fighting amongst themselves in the Authority. Again, no disqualifications, no count out. This is a fatal four-way match for the RCW Twitch TV Championship. And now Orton gaining control on Rollins, as now Ambrose might be sending Joe out to the outside as well. Ambrose with a huge suplex from the outside to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe now raking the eyes of Ambrose and a huge headbutt following. As again, Rollins and Orton are on the outside. With a standing moonsault by Rollins as Ambrose gets up and with a huge swing over DDT to Samoa Joe. Joe now with a running senton. A huge 300-pound frame of Samoa Joe just landing on Dean Ambrose. And now Orton sends Rollins into the barricade. And a huge elbow to follow as Ambrose again going for more DDTs. And again, Rollins working on Orton on the outside with another standing moonsault. Essentially here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we have two different matches going on here. Orton and Rollins on the outside and Ambrose and Joe in the ring as Ambrose now goes for the first cover of the matchup as Rollins is looking to break it up, but Joe kicked out at 2. Huge elbow strike is now the former Shield brother in arms, Rollins and Ambrose go at it. And a huge super kick by Seth Rollins as Orton now makes his way back into the ring. And Randy Orton sending Rollins on the outside. As we now go back to the way things were, Joe and Ambrose in the ring, Rollins and Orton on the outside. Joe sent into the corner. Now perched up on the top rope. What's Ambrose looking for here on the top rope to Joe? A huge inverted or Northern Lights suplex. As Ambrose now goes to the top rope and Joe is in the middle of the ring. Again, Orton and Rollins honestly not even caring what's going on out there. And Ambrose delivering an elbow drop to Samoa Joe. As Ambrose is looking for possibly dirty deeds, but Joe counters it. And a huge STO by Samoa Joe. Again, Orton and Rollins not even really concerned with this matchup of what's going on the inside. Joe with a running elbow followed up with an enziguri. K Noble, what's up? Joe working in the arms of Ambrose to possibly neutralize the dirty deeds, but as now Samoa Joe puts on the dragon screw. The dragon, excuse me. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. But now submission on Dean Ambrose, and now Rollins breaks it up, and now another suplex for Ishinoku driver. to Samoa Joe. And now, Ambrose and Orton. As Joe rolls out of the ring. This looks like shades of payback here a couple of years ago. As Ambrose is now busted open, landing hard, his head on, barely on the side of the apron. Seth Rollins looking for the pedigree. As Joe makes his way back into the ring to stop Rollins with a huge back suplex. Orton now slowly making his way back up as Rollins goes into the cover on Joe, and Orton breaks it up. As Orton now sends Rollins back on the outside, and Ambrose rolls out of the way too. That I am indeed, K. Noble. A huge strike to Orton, because I believe Dean Ambrose is not afraid to get down and dirty, especially with his time down in CZW. I would believe that 100%, K. Noble. Because you also appeared, I believe, in Rob's pay-per-view. All four men now on the outside. It looked like Rollins was about to win the matchup with a pedigree to Dean Ambrose. And now Orton's busted up after a big knee by Samoa Joe. Rollins with a huge Northern Lights suplex. Samoa Joe now delivering a huge powerbomb to Randy Orton. Joe and Rollins now working at each other. And this is one hell of an interesting match at this point. Joe and Rollins are now the only ones in the ring. As Rollins now sends Joe into the corner here. As Ambrose now is back in the ring. Rollins looking for the huge double stomp knees to Samoa Joe as Joe makes his way out of the ring. Rollins, Orton, and Ambrose are inside the ring right now. Randy might be going for a back suplex, but Rollins counters it into a huge flyover DDT. Rollins now telling Orton to get up. He knows Randy like the back of his hand. A hell of a rivalry they had with each other leading up to WrestleMania. Rollins now into the corner. And a huge buckle bomb as the ref was in the way. But Samoa Joe now capturing his opportunity with a power bomb into a Boston Crab as Dean Ambrose was looking to break it up, and Rollins gets out of it, but Ambrose sending Joe back to the outside. Is now Orton is also on the outside. Joe and Ambrose working on each other. Orton sending Joe back into the ring. Orton now with the vintage Orton backbreaker to Dean Ambrose. Ambrose now rolls back out of the ring, and Rollins makes his way back in the ring. But Samoa Joe is still standing. The big 300-pound Samoa Joe. The champion down in TNA. As Randy was looking to knock out both men, but Joe getting out of it. Joe with a huge... Man, this match is fast and furious. I cannot even catch up with what the hell's going on out here. And a huge suplex to Orton as he now delivers a DDT to Rollins. Now Ambrose with a huge slam to Orton. Dean Ambrose now, the only man standing. This is his opportunity to capture the Twitch TV Championship. Ambrose looking for a side Russian leg sweep here. Ambrose now into the cover as everyone else is laid out. 2, and Rollins kicks out. Joe now entering back in the ring as Orton is still stirring on the outside. And a huge lariat by Ambrose to Joe. Orton now making his way back in the ring. Ambrose sending Joe on the outside. As Orton now might be calling for the RKO just like he did to Dolph Ziggler earlier on tonight. Delivered 3 RKOs to show off. And now Orton busted open Rollins as Orton goes into the cover. And Rollins kicks out. Ambrose looking for a running bulldog. Samoa Joe with huge culling blows, and Joe, interestingly enough, is the only man not busted open at this point. Joe looking for a trio of suplexes. And now with a bridge pin. And Rollins breaks it up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one hell of a match for our RCW Twitch TV Championship. RKO to Ambrose. Orton sending Joe into the corner here. Sending the big man on the top rope. Orton might be looking for that signature. Huge superplex by Orton as Ambrose makes his way back to his feet. And now Joe rolls out of the way. Orton with a huge backbreaker. The vintage Orton neckbreaker. Jacob, what is up? Orton now delivering the stomps as Rollins breaks it up. Orton working on Rollins. Again, Joe is he's the only man not busted open in this matchup right now. Everyone else is. I think it'd probably be a bad thing if Joe gets busted open, because bad things happen when Joe smells blood in the water. Joe running enziguri to Rollins as Dean is still on his feet. Huge forearm by Samoa Joe as he hangs up Ambrose on the middle rope. Using the top rope to his advantage and a huge knee. As Ambrose now rolls out of the ring, so now it's only Joe and Rollins in the middle of the ring right now. As Joe appears to be worrying about Orton, and Rollins takes advantage with a roll through super kick. Now everyone's busted open in this match. Ambrose stalling Orton and hitting his head right into the bottom rope. Joe looking to get back on his feet here as Rollins looks to deliver Orton with a pedigree, but Joe busted. Joe stops the move here. Ambrose back in it. Now Rollins finally hitting the pedigree on Samoa Joe as Ambrose delivers a big boot to Orton. Now everybody's on the outside, and Joe is the only man in the ring right now. As Rollins sends Ambrose into the barricade. K Noble, thank you so much for the follow. Swing blade by Rollins. As this Charlotte, North Carolina crowd are getting behind Randy Orton. Joe now with a headlock on Orton, sending Orton into the steps. Ambrose and Rollins. Rollins with another swing over DDT and a huge suplex by Joe to Orton. Rollins now has an armbar on Ambrose, but it's not going to do anything on the outside. With a huge slam of Joe's knee into the floor. Ambrose took too much time pandering in the crowd, and Rollins took advantage. Dean counters, huge back suplex. Again, we got basically two separate matches going on here, as now Joe meets the steel stairs. Yeah, but the scary part is we're only halfway through this pay-per-view here. As now Orton turns his attention to Ambrose. Orton sending Ambrose back into the ring with a huge elbow. Orton saying it's his time. It's his opportunity to win the Twitch TV Championship. He sends Ambrose into the corner. He's got him perched on the middle rope. Joe and Rollins sending Joe back into the same corner. As now Orton is looking for the RKO to Dean Ambrose to put this match away here. As Rollins too busy with the buckle bomb, but Orton breaks it up, sending Joe into the rope with another swing blade. Joe rolling out of the ring now. As Rollins and Orton now work on each other. Ambrose just getting back into his feet. I did not say that. Ambrose now breaking it up as Rollins gets his way on the top rope. The huge double knees by Rollins. As now Randy gets himself out of the ring. Ambrose looking for the neck breaker. Ambrose DDT. Joe stirring back to his feet here. And Joe breaks it up with a huge, oh my God, he's looking for the rear naked choke. There's putting out men like Tyson Kidd. This be enough to put Joe to become champion, and Orton breaks it up. And Joe and Rollins working on Orton now. And now Rollins is the only man standing in this match right now. Dean Ambrose is stirring back to his feet, and so is Orton. Dean Ambrose looking to get some life back in him. But after this match, I don't believe anybody's going to be standing after this match. As now Ambrose goes with his own version of the Luthez press. Samoa Joe is bleeding profusely now as it makes his way down to his chest. Every man is busted open here. As Ambrose delivers an elbow to Orton, as Rollins Makes his way back into the ring. And now Ambrose knocking Seth Rollins off the apron into a springboard. Splash. I would agree with you 100%. Ambrose now with an elbow to Rollins. Orton makes his way out of the ring and back in. Now all four men are standing. Ambrose and Rollins in one corner. Orton and Joe in another here. But Joe delivering vicious strikes to Orton as he was going for a suplex, but Randy countering with a kick to the back of the knee. Ambrose falling to the outside. Joe knocking out the referee here. And Joe was looking for a German. Seth counters. Momentum in this match is fast and furious. Rollins, was that the muscle buster on Joe? But Joe makes his way on the outside. As Rollins puts Orton on the top rope here. Ambrose making his way back in. And then a huge superplex. Following it up with another with the Ishinoko driver. Rollins with a pin and Dean breaks it up. Orton now making his way out of the ring. Joe and Rollins. Joe looking for a huge knee on Rollins. As Dean Ambrose delivers his signature lariat. And a huge knee to the face of Joe. We've only seen a couple of pedigrees and an RKO and possibly a muscle buster from Rollins to Joe. Joe now with a huge STO as he makes the cover and Orton makes his way back in. Ladies and gentlemen, this match has gone to the 9th inning here. Now Dean Ambrose, the only man in the ring. Now Orton and Rollins work on Joe. Joe, huge belly to belly. As Dean might be looking to send somebody back into the ring, but Joe and Ambrose now taking out Rollins with a huge enziguri. Ambrose and Joe, they both want to pin Rollins, but there can only be one winner in this fatal four-way here. Ambrose, side rushing leg sweep. Orton, a huge stomp to the knee. Ambrose, another side rushing leg sweep. As Orton now rolls out of the ring. And Ambrose is in the cover here. And Rollins kicking out at one. Everybody is just one finishing maneuver away to win this match. Rollins looking to do what he's done to so many in the past. A huge turnbuckle bomb. Now Joe makes his way back in the ring. And Joe looking for that another rear naked choke. As Orton slides back in the ring. And Samoa Joe made Seth Rollins tap out. Ladies and gentlemen, after what was a hell of a gruesome match, Samoa Joe is the inaugural RCW Twitch TV champion. No, you're mistaken, Joseph. Samoa Joe put on that rear naked choke. Here's the closing moments of the match right here. As Rollins delivered the turnbuckle bomb to Ambrose. And Samoa Joe locking in that rear naked choke, as Orton had too much of his attention set on Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Ladies and gentlemen, your inaugural RCW Twitch Championship as the Crimson Mask continues down the face of Samoa Joe. Your inaugural Twitch TV champion, Samoa Joe. Congratulations to Samoa Joe. As we now go on to our RCW Women's Championship Battle Royal. Alicia Fox knocking off Naomi in our kickoff after what was some controversy, as Nikki and Tamina made their way to ringside here. Sorry, Areezy, this is just a show. This is not a interactive universe. I apologize. Alicia Fox knocking off Naomi in our kickoff, the first match in our kickoff to earn this opportunity. Now this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, when Naomi called out Alicia Fox said she was the queen of RCW, but I'm afraid Charlotte would beg to differ. And especially considering that we are live tonight in her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, maybe dubbed the Queen City later tonight, if Charlotte can win the RCW Women's Championship. And here we have RCW's resident steampunk, Becky Lynch, who knocked off Emma a couple of weeks ago to contend for the RCW Women's Championship. And the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And here comes another self-proclaimed queen, Natalya, the Queen of Hearts. Again, Alicia Fox claiming she was the queen of RCW. Charlotte saying she's the queen, and here from the Queen City. And now Natalya is the Queen of Hearts, but we're going to see here in moments who will be the inaugural RCW Women's Champion. And then, and only then, may they call themselves the Queen of RCW. And here we go. Everybody found a dance partner in this battle royal. Sasha and Becky knowing each other so well from all their time down in NXT, as well as Charlotte. And then you got the three veterans, Alicia Fox, Natalya, and Nikki Bella. All these women have the right to call themselves champion, but only one can stand tall after this battle royal. And Natalya and Charlotte are sent over the top rope. Excuse me, Nikki and Charlotte are sent over the top rope, and Charlotte quickly recovers, and so does Nikki. And Charlotte now sent back over the top rope, and so was Becky here. Because now Alicia works on Charlotte here, trying to eliminate the Queen. And now Charlotte, the first woman eliminated in this battle royal. And especially in her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Alicia Fox already making an upset here in this battle royal, as she now just stands by and takes her time, waiting for somebody else to be eliminated here. Natalya, a huge backbreaker to Nikki, as Becky and Sasha work on each other. Again, Alicia Fox is buying her time here with a side Russian leg sweep to Becky Lynch, and a huge snapmare takeover by Natalya to Nikki, as now the Alicia Fox with a back suplex. Now Natalya is sent over the top rope, and Nikki is deciding if she wants to help, and Natalya makes her way back in. As now Sasha sends Becky over the top rope here. And then Nikki and Natty going at it, and Alicia Fox joins them, as now Becky Lynch is also eliminated here. And Natalya is still in it. So now we are down to 4. Sasha, Natty, Nikki, and the upset, excuse me, the underdog, Alicia Fox, if I may say so myself. Natalya here now showboating the strength that she possesses. As now Nikki and Sasha go at it. A snap dragon takeover by Alicia Fox, as she's looking to throw over Natalya over the top rope and eliminate her from this battle royal here. And Natalya is still in this match. And now Natalya delivers a huge German suplex to Alicia Fox here. Now Sasha Banks sent over the top rope. Now Nikki looking to eliminate Sasha. As now Alicia goes over the top rope. Sasha surviving. Now Natty working on Alicia, and Alicia's still in it. And is now Nikki is sent over the top rope. Another huge German suplex to Natty. Or excuse me, Alicia by Natty. And Nikki Bella stays in this battle royal. And a huge backbreaker by Nikki Bella. Then a huge slam by Natalya. And now Sasha Banks goes over the top rope. And Natalya continuing to work on Alicia Fox. We got a late entry as Sasha Banks is now eliminated. We are down to the 3 veterans in WWE. Now Nikki Bella eliminates Natalya. We are down to 2 now. The underdog, Alicia Fox, and Nikki Bella, who came back from a serious neck injury, taking months off her career. And a huge dropkick by Nikki to Alicia Fox. Nikki with a huge elbow to Alicia Fox. Nikki Bella the first to gain a spot here in the Battle Royal by knocking off Alexa Bliss in the first week. Is now Alicia Fox sent over the top rope. And a huge face buster to eliminate Alicia Fox, and Nikki Bella is the winner and the inaugural RCW Women's Champion. All the young upstarts were eliminated early on. Then we were down to the veterans, Nikki, Alicia, and Natalya. But Nikki Bella standing tall here as the inaugural RCW Women's. She deserves it every single moment. Nikki Bella, congratulations as our inaugural RCW Women's Champion. As we now move on to our main event, Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, first time ever for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. Kevin Owens, the former WWE Universal Champion, 2-time Intercontinental Champion, former NXT Champion, looking to go one-on-one with Bray Wyatt here. Last week, Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt teaming up against the men that they put away to get to this point for the RCW Heavyweight Championship, Baron Corbin and Finn Balor. There's a little bit of trust between the two as a tag team, but we will see soon enough if that trust will be thrown away as they fight to become the inaugural RCW Heavyweight Champion. Bray Wyatt, the leader of the Wyatt family, who has won the NXT Tag Team Championships, but has never held a championship of his own in NXT or in the main roster of WWE. Bray Wyatt looking to capture his first world championship here in RCW. As I mentioned earlier, in weeks prior, Kevin Owens beat Baron Corbin with his own finishing maneuver the end of days to get here. And Bray Wyatt decimated Finn Balor to get to this point, to fight for the RCW heavyweight title. Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, for the first time ever, and here we go. Bray Wyatt coming out of the gate here with the fisherman suplex. And stomps the chest of Kevin Owens. If you're like me, you will hope that none of these men hold any punches. Even after a tag match together, they're still willing to fight each other for the right to become the inaugural RCW Heavyweight Champion. As now it becomes shades of a couple weeks ago, Bray Wyatt just dominating his opponent here. But Kevin Owens is also one never to slouch on. He is the prize fighter. As Kevin Owens also appears to be playing mind games with Bray Wyatt, which a lot of people would say that Bray Wyatt is the master of mind games. So far, no technical attacks in this match except for a fisherman and now a neck breaker. It's been all hard strikes here. As Kevin Owens makes his way out of the ring, up again, more mind games to Bray Wyatt, but Bray always staying one step ahead with an inverted belly to belly. Kevin Owens looking for a suplex, but Bray counters with a suplex of his own. As Bray playing more mind games to Kevin Owens. As Bray now goes for a throwing suplex. And then a headbutt. as the crowd is now behind Bray Wyatt, and Wyatt going for a running senton. And now Wyatt spider crawling, spider walking, looking for the Sister Abigail to Kevin Owens. As Bray now goes into the cover. And Kevin Owens kicking out before the count of 2. And honestly, we wouldn't expect anything less. And that was going to put Kevin Owens away here way too early. Bray Wyatt countering with a DDT. As Wyatt now goes for another cover. And again, another kick out before 2 by Kevin Owens. If that's a dad joke, Joseph, that's a big boo for you. Bray Wyatt with another suplex to Kevin Owens. Again, Bray Wyatt just dominating this match. Kevin Owens barely getting anything out of the gate here. As Wyatt now delivers a big knee and then a running elbow. But just missed the mark there, another inch or so. Wyatt now working the legs of Owens, which is something we never see. Kevin Owens being absolutely dominated here with a huge choke slam by Bray Wyatt. Owens now showing some signs of life. He's looking to get back in this match after all the mind games by Owens with a suplex. Both men exchanging blows here. As Bray Wyatt goes for a back suplex. And then another knee to the back of Owens. Is Wyatt looking for here? Looking for another Sister Abigail to Kevin Owens. Another cover by Bray. And it's over. Bray Wyatt decimating every single person that stands in front of him. First, Finn Balor. And now Kevin Owens. And now your RCW Heavyweight Champion, Bray Wyatt. A sight we never think we'd see. Owens decimated, Wyatt standing tall with the RCW Heavyweight Championship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight. We will see you on Saturday for the first episode of RCW post Autumn Rumble. We will see you on Saturday.